And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lakota East High School, home of the Thunderhawks. Want to thank the band for giving us a little pregame there. They're not getting too many chances to be out on the field, so we wanted you guys to hear the whole band play through the national anthem and the alma mater song there. So we're happy to see the band there and the VFW Post 681 posting the colors for us. I'm Dave Royce with my partner in the booth again, Ken Yablonsky. Ken, tonight the Hawks Nest, we got a GMC matchup here between Lakota East and the Fairfield Indians, and these two teams are pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, Dave, we're looking for a great game tonight. Both teams come in the game at 1-3. East coming off a great win last week against the Princeton Vikings, and beautiful night for football, and definitely great neighborhood rivals, and we're looking forward to this game.
Yes, we are. So we were fortunate to pick this game up due to Lakota West having to cancel their game with Oak Hills due to some COVID issues, as we still see the COVID rules here in effect at the stadium, but they actually had some issues where they had to cancel their game, and the crew did an awesome job of relocating and getting everything set up over here in the Hawks Nest, and so we can get a broadcast here for another Lakota East home game as we see the Fairfield Indians coming out onto the field.
Great patriotic display by Fairfield, having the American flag and taking it to their sideline there. They play most of their games, Dave, in honor of Mason Blanchard, who was a senior, who would have been a senior this year, passed away of cancer, and we saw him. We saw him them carry his #1 jersey out to the field during the coin flip, and that was a very special moment that I know these boys love to honor Mason.
Absolutely, Ken. Yeah, that was a nice gesture. They had the #1 jersey there at the coin flip at center field, and making respects back to that young man. So our hats are off to his family and to the Fairfield Indians for continuing his presence and him being on the field. So we want to shout out there. So 1-3, Ken. Like we said, pretty evenly matched. East is coming off of a win. Fairfield's coming off of a loss against West, but not a huge loss. 21-7, I believe, was the final there last week between West and Fairfield. So we should have a pretty good battle here tonight.
Yeah, Dave, that was a competitive game for Fairfield, and I'm sure they liked their result. They didn't like losing, but they probably liked what they did. They've got a young team. They have a freshman quarterback. They have a lot of young sophomore linemen that have some D1 potential. So they're young, and they're going to do nothing but grow and get better as the game moves on.
Yeah, talking to some of the Fairfield coaches before the game, they said we're young, but we're pretty talented. And like you said, they've got a couple of kids who are getting some D1 looks. Same way with the East kids. A lot of seniors here on this Lakota East team, about 21 of them. And some of these kids are looking to go play at the next level as well. And hopefully do and find the right schools there. But 28-19 win. The East put up some points last week against Princeton. So you look to kind of see the same here tonight of a pretty decent score.
I talked to one of the players on Thursday. He stopped by the house, and I said, "How did it feel to be Princeton?" And he said, "It was the greatest night of one of the greatest nights of my life." And he said, Coach Haynes was just ecstatic. He said, Coach Haynes said that was one of the most, what word did he use? He said, one of the most memorable or satisfying. He said one of the most satisfying wins that he's had in a couple of years.
And Coach Haynes has been around here for a while on the Lakota East sidelines. He's here tonight sporting his white golf shirt, which will pick him up as he's going throughout the game. There he is, Coach Haynes.
Homecoming night here, Dave, on this Friday night.
Yes, it was homecoming. Little untraditional with the COVID stuff and some of the rules. So no floats, but each group got to carry a big banner down the track and across the front of the home stands here and be recognized. So that was nice. And they're actually crowned some homecoming king and queens, Drew Bachman and Ellie Ford. So here we go with Fairfield kicking off the East. And that looks like Nick taking that up the right-hand side. He's going to make a little window and get that ball up to about the 30-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Hawks. That's what they need to do. They need to get the ball up the field, and nice little run by Nick there, Rosario.
So the Hawks are going to start off in good field position. And
They'll be in their triple option set, Dave. TJ Kathman at quarterback. We'll see Eric Davis in the backfield, most likely. There's Josh Thornhill and Charlie Kenrich.
Lugo Flowers must be going on D again, and Davis has been doing a good job in the back, so TJ gets up underneath center. We got motion to the left-hand side, and it looks like he hands that off to Davis up the middle.
Oh, that is Xavier Lugo Flowers in the
It
backfield.
is Lugo.
We were mistaken there.
So Lugo's been bouncing around. Coach has been moving him offense, defense on us, kind of like Corey Dick last year, right? Running back that's talented that can go onto the defensive side and play linebacker or safety too. So
seems to be dependent on the health of the linebackers. If certain linebackers are back in the game, they feel more comfortable with Lugo Flowers in the backfield.
So Tavier is back there in the fullback position, and TJ's underneath center. He'll fake that to him and keep it. Not such a good choice there as Fairfield Indians ate that one right up.
Not positive yards, but I'm glad he kept it on that. We saw a couple mistakes in the last few weeks, Dave, and him keeping it here and not deciding not to pitch it on that probably saved them the fumble that we saw against recent opponents back there.
As we saw in the replay there, Ken, the initial handoff was not there, and he kept it, and the Indians were right on him. So yeah, I agree with you there.
We saw him pitch that against LaSalle. We saw him pitch it against Mason, and it was ultimately a turnover. So glad the Hawks avoided the turnover, but it is 3rd and long now.
Yeah, so he loses a yard and a half, not bad. TJ drops back and throws the ball deep down the right-hand side, and looks like Charlie Kendrich pulled that down. As long as he's in bounds, that's going to be a nice long. Yes, he is in bounds.
We're going to see this again, Dave. Fantastic drop back by Kathman, and he airs it out. He wants to let Kenrich make a play. So Kenrich getting down the field there, and it's just up to him to make a play. Ball is a little underthrown, and Kenrich made a great adjustment and came back to the ball for the long reception.
Yeah, and that replay was great. Good job with the guys on the camera showing us Charlie getting that foot down, and that's a long gainer for the East Thunderhawks and a big first down. So Thornhill goes in motion. That's back against the opposite direction to Kenrich. Big hole. He's going to go down the middle. He's going to be at the 10-5 before he's drugged down.
Great
Charlie
run. We've seen that, Dave, time and time again. Where Kendrich has a big play, you go right back to him, and he has another good play. Back-to-back plays.
Charlie is definitely a kid that says, feed me, and when he's on, like you said. So here we'll see the misdirection, and Charlie finds a big hole there, and he's just scampering down the middle at the 20 and the 10, and it takes a couple of fast Indians to catch up with him from behind and pull him down. Looks like he's going to be right at just short of the 5-yard line, I guess, inside the 6. So 1st and goal, Thunderhawks.
Say Quentin Jem on the missed tackle there. Kenrich blew right past him. Jem's their leading tackler, so that's a good sign for the Hawks if they can get past Jem.
So he fakes the handoff, does a little pass over to Lugo
Lugo
Flowers. Touchdown, Hawks!
Beautiful start for the Lakota Thunderhawks.
That was well scripted up, Ken. I mean, he fakes the handoff. I think the guys are going to give us another look. There's the fake to Charlie, and Lugo just goes out in the flat, and he's wide open, and he grabs nice fingertips and goes right into the inside pylon, and that's 6 for the Thunderhawks.
That's a play that Fairfield didn't expect. We didn't expect it in the booth, and that's what the Hawks need to do more of. Beautiful.
So Hoffman goes for the PAT, and it's going to be no good. Something looked weird on that exchange there. I don't know if there was a bad hold, but something didn't look well there coming off of his foot. So
I couldn't tell if somebody tipped that or not, but it was ball wound up a little short there.
And Coach Haynes is not happy with that. I'm sure he likes the score and the play, but
not happy with that. But he's got to be happy with the first 3 plays the Hawks
absolutely just well executed by the Thunderhawks. Little mixed it up with the run. Like you said, that early pitch he didn't take where he's made mistakes earlier in the season. Lost a yard there, but then comes right back with the big gainer. And his line's given him plenty of help there in the law firm of, as you would always say.
Ceraveld, Habither, and LaRubio, the law firm.
Giving him plenty of time to get that ball off deep downfield. And so the Hawks are looking good. Like to have that PAT, but they'll take 6 right out of the gate. and be 6-0 with 9:22 left in the first quarter.
Dave, we always talk about the long possession as a goal for the Hawks, but obviously if you can get 6 there, 2 long plays, long pass to Kendricks and a great run by Kendricks gets them down the field in a hurry, and you're going to take the points every time over possession.
Yeah, Charlie with 2 long plays there with the pass and the run that gets them in scoring position, and then TJ and Lugo doing the rest. So should be Hoffman on the kickoff here, and he usually has plenty of leg to get it down inside the 10. And
Going to see our first look at Jalen Mays there, Dave. He's a very talented athlete for Fairfield. He's back to receive, and he plays offense, defense, and punts for the Fairfield Indians.
So there's another short kick. He comes flying up to grab that. He's trying to juke around and find some space. He doesn't find much, but with the short kick, Fairfield's going to be in great field position up to about the 36-yard line. And that was Mays coming up to field that kick. And like you said, talented young man. D1 offers coming his way as a senior. So a number to watch all tonight is number 19.
Another one to watch, Dave, is their quarterback, young Talon Fisher, freshman.
Yes, freshman starting quarterback for the Fairfield Indians here
Currently
tonight.
leads the GMC in rushing yards.
Yes, again, this is another one that the Fairfield coaches said, keep an eye on him. This kid's got all the tools and skills and be someone to watch over the next 4 years here in the GMC. But pretty tall task to come into Fairfield and be the starting quarterback as a freshman.
Handoff up the middle there, and Nate Rosario in on the tackle. About a 5-yard gain for Fairfield to have their first play.
Yep, quick handoff by Talon up the middle, and they get a quick 5.
They go single backfield with Mays in the backfield, Talon Fisher in the shotgun.
And that's pretty typical of Fairfield to stay in the shotgun a lot. There's a quick throw to the left flat for a short gain. The East was right there.
Thornhill in on the tackle. Thornhill, another one for the Hawks that's playing both ways. But
so Talon drops back. That's a quick catch and throw, and Thornhill's right there. And
caught by Trent Stevenson. That's his favorite target. He has 8 catches. That's his 9th on the season. Fisher left-handed there. Did you see?
I did notice that. I'm glad you brought that up, Ken. I was going to say the same thing. Not only a freshman, but a left-handed freshman at that. You don't see too many left-hander out there. One of my favorite old-time quarterbacks, Ken Stabler, was a lefty, and looks like we have an official timeout on the field.
So Hawks stopped him short there. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Indians.
Yeah, this is going to be a big 3rd down for both sides. Of course, Fairfield wants to keep the ball moving and get a first down, but boy, if East can hold them here, Ken, and force a punt and get possession back would be huge for the Hawks.
They did a great job against Princeton of not allowing too many first downs in that game, and they want to continue that on defense. They were very high on their defense after last week.
So not sure what the official timeout was, but the refs wind the arm and wind the clock, and here we go. Talon hands off to the right-hand side. He finds a little hole, and that was Mays. Jaden Mays in the backfield there.
Met by Bontrager, and Bontrager made sure he didn't get more, but Mays did get enough for the first down.
He picked up about 3 or 4, and they're going to have a first down, and they are in Hawks territory now on the 49-yard line.
Justin Green as well as Bontrager made the stop. So Fairfield with the first down.
That's their first of the night. As, like I said, they come over here into Hawks territory. They got 4 wideouts, single set back, and there's another handoff to Jaden Mays.
Nice open field tackle by Haberthier.
Haberthier plugging that defensive line, doing his job. And Mays didn't get much, but he got two or three. Looks like it'll be give him a 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7. So Fairfield's breaking the huddle. They got 3 wide receivers, a tight end in motion, and Talon will hand off to Mays again, and there's nothing there on the left-hand side.
Hawks all over that play.
Hawks just ate that up. That was number 11, Nate Rosario.
Jaden Hibbard in on the play, on the tackle as well, 66. But Mays tries to go off tackle there. He runs into a few Thunderhawks, and
Rosario was there, and Hibbard was there, and a few other Hawks.
Justin Katona wasn't that far behind.
Nope, he was ready to jump on the pile, and no need because there was a bunch of other Hawks pulling him down to the ground. So that'll be a no gain, and it'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Indians are probably going to look to throw here. Make sure we cover Stevenson if you're the Thunderhawks.
Talon in the shotgun. Mays next to him, nothing there. He sees a hole. He starts scampering up through the middle. Breaks to the right-hand side, finds some more green. And before the Lakota East Thunderhawks can catch up to him, he's going to scamper down and get a first down.
Yeah, Dave, that's the play that, if Talon Fisher leads the GMC in rushing yards, you have to expect that.
So
Pocket kind of flushes, and he goes right up the middle, and all the Hawks should do is chase.
Chase, and he gets the ball all the way down to about the 27-yard line. All for naught, because it looks like we got a hold back at the line of scrimmage that's going to bring that all the way back, and then 10 yards upon that. So that's going to push the ball back to the 38-yard line.
It's a big break for the Thunderhawks there. Fairfield has enough for the first down, and now it's 3rd and 23.
Yeah.
So Hawks benefactor there. They got to make sure they don't give up the big play there, but they need to make sure they take advantage of the mistake by Fairfield, but that's a big mistake at this point in the game.
Yeah, that's about a 33-yard penalty after the gain by Talon, and that really hurts the Fairfield Indians, but bodes well for the Thunderhawks with 3rd and 23. And
the play clock ran down, so Fairfield's going to have to take a timeout here and regroup.
Yeah, Fairfield is a little rattled after that, and they're going to have to take a TO and get together because this is a big 3rd down for them, just field position-wise. If you can't get the first down, if you can get up to midfield here and get yourself in a little bit better punting situation where you can pin the Thunderhawks deep. But if not, then the Hawks should get some pretty decent field position out of this if they can hold the Fairfield Indians right here. So
got a couple good shots there of our coaching staff, and there's our top-notch camera crew up top.
there we go.
It's Coach Haynes, and we saw Coach Eric Krause, who's a 10-year veteran at Fairfield. He's had some good players come through in recent years.
So there's the Fairfield Indians huddle there on the offensive side, and as you were saying, our defensive coaches there with the Thunderhawks, talking them up, preparing them of what they're going to be able to see here on a long 3rd and 23 out of the Indians. So,
Need to contain Fisher. You got to make sure you cover Stevenson and don't let Mays break it away. That's
so
pretty basic plan. There's Fisher that's going to run.
There was
smothered.
2 wide right, 2 wide left, and that was a run all the way, but Justin Katona was not fooled at all, Ken. Big number 44 goes in there and puts a big hit on the young freshman.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a replay here, Ken. This is a run all the way. He fakes.
And there's Katona. Katona's got no responsibilities but him, and welcome to the GMC, Talon Fisher.
Welcome to the GMC and home of the Hawk Nest right there. So 44 put it right in the middle of him and set him back. So this is going to make it 4th and 20. And as we were saying, this should turn out as really good field position for the Thunderhawks. So Mays actually does the punting too. This kid does everything for Fairfield. Nick Rabin grabs it. He jukes one, jukes another. He's not making much space, but
it's fun to watch.
Fun to watch, and he gets the ball back up to about the 20-yard line. So.
Yeah, Rabin with trying to make something happen there. A little stutter step once, stutter step twice. But Fairfield eventually caught up to where he was, but good effort by the young man.
So kind of a very low kick by Mays, and so he does kick returns. He's a running back, he's a wide receiver, and he's a punter so far that we've seen. So
Hawks are looking for a similar possession that they had the first one. They only had the ball for 4 possessions. They had 6 points on the board, and they're looking to capitalize on the young Fairfield defense.
And there's Mays as the strong safety, I believe, as well. So there's a quick handoff to Lugo Flowers, and there's just not a whole lot there after about a half a yard, maybe a yard gain.
Indians are young, but they do have some big bodies on that D line. We give them 1 yard on that carry.
So there's a good shot of the offensive line up front in the huddle there for the Lakota East as they break the huddle, and TJ gives the call, and Kathman will come up underneath center.
Hawks going 2 wide. Receivers. Triple option
Kendrich goes
backfield.
in motion. He hands that right up the middle to Lugo Flowers. He's still on his feet, but they blew the whistle, said his knee touched.
He was in the grasp. I think they were worried about a lineman coming in and just smothering him to the ground while he was in the grasp. But
We'll get another
nice
shot.
run by Lugo Flowers by keeping his feet moving right here. Breaks a tackle there. Keeps
Nice.
his feet moving.
Nice
And
block.
almost breaks a tackle there.
Yeah, his knee never touched.
His knee didn't touch, but he was about to get smothered there. So
Yeah, Jack
Carter
Hartman
have the
throws a
whistle there.
nice, sorry Ken there, Jack Hartman throws a nice block in there that Lugo Flowers goes off of. Number 14 doing his job as a wide receiver.
3rd and 1, Dave. We talk about this time and time again. This is what that offense was built for. Kathman's
TJ tries to
straight
keep
ahead.
it, and it's going to be close on the spot. If that's going to be a left foot or a right foot, and it looks like it's a left foot, and I see the first down being given, so that's going to be first down, the Thunderhawks.
Kathman knows what he has to do to get that first down. Like we said, it's a 1 yard plunge. He knows he just needs the 1 yard, reach that ball out in front of him and make sure that he doesn't drop it or get stripped out of his hands. But
Yeah.
Kathman's a smart quarterback. He knows what he's doing back there. He understands this offense, and he knows how to get that 1 yard.
He was pumping those legs to get that last few inches to just make it to the 30-yard line where the first down marker was. So
Fresh set of downs for the Thunderhawks.
So 1st and 10 from the 30, and
Coach
looks
Haynes
like
saw something he didn't like there.
looks like the Hawks are going to get caught in the same situation and have to call an early timeout. So that's both teams having to use a timeout early in the half, and we'll see what that does to them later as we got 2:30 left in the first quarter. Hawks are up 6-0, but they got the ball, and now they just got to get some momentum here and start driving down the field again, Ken.
Yeah, they're going to stay with what works for them. So they're going to, run, misdirection, throw an occasional pass there.
So Coach Haynes there in the center of the offensive huddle, talking to the boys.
I want to give a shout out to our cheerleaders, Dave. They showed up in a big giant limousine today. You and I both saw it in the parking lot. It was about a 9-row, 10-row wide, long limousine.
It was,
That,
and
cheerleaders celebrating their last cheering game here at the Hawks Nest.
that was the seniors coming in, and I did see them as well, and ran into some of the moms as they were getting out and letting us know that they were coming in as their last senior. Kelly, Maddie, Jordy, Emma, Morgan, and Lindsay, Kennedy, Kylie, and Lana, and Joy on that senior squad. So here's another quick handoff up the middle to Lugo Flowers, and he's going to get some positive yardage out of that. That didn't look like there was much there, but he was able to get 2-3 yards.
I don't know if coaching staff or the players said something about the quick whistle last time, but that whistle was a little delayed. He was in the grass for
you see,
quite a while there. Keep his feet moving, no whistle, no whistle, no whistle, and now finally
yeah,
we
there's
got
like
the whistle.
5 Fairfield guys around him. Still couldn't throw him down there.
Matt Toledo had him wrapped up to make sure he wasn't going to move forward anymore. So
Lugo
2nd
with
and 7
some-
for the Hawks.
Lugo with some strong legs there pumping, and he was having a little equipment malfunction. Somebody must have stepped on his shoe, but he gets that fixed up. So here we go on 2nd down. There's a fake handoff. TJ just rolls back, does a nice little flip pass
John
over
Scott.
to John Smart, and he's going to just keep breaking tackles and getting a little yak after the catch and bring that ball up to about the 50 or 49-yard line. We'll see here where they finally mark it in front of the East bench.
John Scott's a big target for Kathman, Dave. He comes around, and that's a designed rollout pass, and Scott can just pull it in and use that big frame to get extra yards after the catch.
Nicely executed by TJ. Like I said, he just flipped that out there, and the big tight end wide receiver took that and broke a couple tackles and brings the ball up to the 49-yard line for a first down for the Thunderhawks. So Kathman goes under center, makes that pitch out. That's to number 3.
It's Jordell Smith. Once in a while comes in on offense, and the pitch man.
So Jordell takes that ball wide and shows the Indians a little bit different wrinkle here in the offense so far tonight.
Jordell Smith's the one that has breakaway speed. Him and Thornhill, obviously Thornhill had the great run last week against Princeton, 65-yard touchdown. But he has breakaway speed, and Jordell Smith has some breakaway speed also. So that's what the Hawks are trying to take advantage of. Once that pitch goes, if Smith can turn the corner, he's going to be gone.
So he takes that wide right and gets a couple and brings up 2nd and 7. With about 35 seconds left here, we're going to probably get one more play in. And there's another handoff to Smith, and he's just finding space and juking and taking the ball down inside the 40-yard line to the 36-yard line for another Thunderhawk first down.
Beautiful run by Smith there, and great up front blocking by the law firm. Hopefully we can see that again. Maybe.
I tell you, he looks good running north and south, Ken. He finds holes, and then once he's in those holes, he makes guys miss. And we see the results here in this play, you know, where he gains a good 13, 14 yards and gets a first down. So Coach Haynes is just going to let this game clock run out and go into the second quarter with the lead. And that's going to make it Lakota East 6 and Fairfield 0 at the end of the 1.
Hey, Brian.
Hey.
Westchester wants to know, what is Drug Take Back Day?
National Drug Take Back Day is an event sponsored by the Drug Enforcement Agency. It happens in Westchester for citizens to dispose of unused, unwanted, or expired medication. This year's event is 2 times a year on a Saturday, both spring and fall. And locally in Westchester, it is put on in Walgreens at Cincinnati Dayton Road in Tyersville. The event collects unused, expired medication, and new this year, any liquid medication that residents want to drop off and have disposed of safely. If you have any questions for Westchester Wants to Know, visit our social media or Facebook page or our township website for more information.
Well, welcome back to the Hawks Nest for the second quarter of the Lakota East versus Fairfield Indians football game here at the Hawks Nest. East is up 6-0 with a missed PAT, but they'll take the touchdown, and as they contain possession here in the second quarter, I'm sorry, driving on a good drive here, moving the ball, and they're going to be at first down at the 36-yard line after a great run before the end of the quarter by Jordell Smith. So we get Kathman that gets underneath center there. You can see TJ and Lugo Flowers get set, and he hands that ball right up the middle to Lugo. He breaks the tackle on the right-hand side, lowers his shoulder, and Lugo's going to get down, make another first down, get out of bounds. Got an extra hanky on the play here. You see Lugo, he gets some arm tackles. Nice stiff arm right there, Ken, and then just lowers the shoulder and goes out of bounds. But there was some words exchanged down there on the sideline between Lakota and Fairfield, and it looks like
Going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct there on the Hawks. Unfortunately, a couple extra words, like you said, when Flowers was running through that stiff arm, and Hawks are going to have to make those yards up. Great run by Lugo Flowers, great blocking by the right side of the line there.
So he'll pick up the first down with about a 12-yard run, but now he's going to take a 15-yard penalty. So it's still going to be 1st and 10 because it's a personal foul after the play, but kind of negates the net yardage of what he picked up there, and it's going to push the Hawks back to the 37-yard line.
Hawks have some making up to do, but you know they're fine with having the ball in their hands. Didn't make a mistake there, made a mental mistake, but kept the ball. And this
so
time,
there's a handoff by TJ. Something didn't look right there in the middle of that. I don't know if he was trying to pull that back out and Lugo held on, but or he didn't have it, and TJ was still shoving it in his belly. But something didn't look right on that exchange. So Hawks not hitting on all cylinders right now after that penalty, and sometimes that can happen to you when you have a good play and you get a negative on you, and things start going. The coach will bring Lugo out after that. Put Smith in.
So we got Smith, Thornhill, and Kenrich in the backfield. Second 11 for the Hawks. Kenrich in motion.
There's a handoff to Smith. He's got room off the left-hand side. He's going right down. There's another broken tackle. He just lowers his shoulder, and there's some more. And Smith is going to be inside the 20 down to about the 12-yard line. I'm telling you, Ken, I like seeing this kid running north and south.
Dave, what I liked about that is watch him protect the ball in this replay here. The ball, obviously Fairfield's trying to make the tackle, but they're also trying to strip the ball here. So you got a arm strip there that Smith contains the ball. He gets away, and they're still going after the ball there. Two hands, knows he has to maintain possession when he goes down. So great run by Jordell Smith.
Great run. Everything done right, just like you said, fundamentally. And he gets a big gain for a first down on the 12-yard line. And the Hawks are looking at knocking on the door again. That time TJ fakes it to Smith, and they were all over him, and he tries to roll off, and there wasn't much going off the left-hand side for TJ Kathman either. So looks like TJ's going to lose about a yard, and looks like we got a
So Ziah Cobb down for Fairfield. He wasn't on that tackle.
injured Fairfield Indian. He's walking a little gingerly back and holding that arm. Looks like he's got a stinger going into that shoulder, and
Senior D lineman, I don't think he wants to come out of the game.
He's not coming
hopefully
out.
The coaches don't see that in his mind. He wants to stay in there.
I see no movement coming from that sideline, so he's going to hang out in there, flexing that arm, and looks like that young man's okay, which is always good.
So Hawks are going to go with an I backfield here. They took out Jordell Smith and Kenrich, and
Brought Flowers back in, and there's a nice
Nice
pitch
catch.
and throw. Touchdown, Thunderhawks.
John Scott.
As you said, they were in the eye. We're going to see we'll see a replay right here. There's the eye. He fakes it, waits for his receiver to make the cut, and bingo. Like you said, that nice big tall target, he throws it up there and lets Scott go grab it.
It's one of their favorite routes. They're just coming right across the middle there, and young man go up and make a play, make a catch. Great young man, John Scott, and welcome to the end zone.
So John gets 6, and there's a much better hold in PAT. That looked normal for Hoffman, and that'll bring it up to 13-0. Thunderhawks.
Beautiful start for the Thunderhawks.
Fairfield 0.
I don't know if they could have scripted this much better. Obviously, the penalty that set him back, but on the very next play, you got Jordell Smith, who recovers those yards and gets more.
Jordell Smith just being a beast out there, like you said. He got that and a whole lot more, brings him down to the 12-yard line, and then he puts Lugo Flowers right back in there and sets up the eye back. You think they're going to run, and they fake that, and TJ just waits for that big wide receiver to break out of his route and tosses him a bean right into the end zone.
So I know you're going to get on me for saying this, but TJ Kathman starting the game 4 for 4.
Yes, I will. Don't give him the announcer's jinx on that one. But he definitely looks really good right now. He looks confident. I can see him walking up and down the sidelines, patting his teammates, and all the mojo's going right now for TJ, and he's got a lot of confidence in himself and with his offensive teammates there. So
Dave, I don't know if it's a product of Fairfield being young here. They won a game. They beat Middletown, but they struggled against West and Mason. Or they played well against West. They struggled against Mason. They also lost to Hamilton. Maybe.
Exactly. I would say, we know West is good. They're 4-0 and number 1 the GMC, and to come out of there 21-7, these young kids had to be doing something right. So there's Hoffman's kickoff down to a 10-yard line. There's a little bit of a bobble, but he recovers and takes that ball right up the right-hand side to the 31-yard line for Fairfield. Looks like maybe number 58 and 10 took him down for the Hawks. So that looks like Devin Melody and Devin Melody, and I don't know if that 58 was in on that tackle or not.
Fairfield had a lot of replacing to do last year, Dave. They had Juton McLean, who had a lot of D1 offers.
Yes.
And that's big shoes to fill when you have that dominant of a player in the GMC.
So Talon hands off, and it looks like East was ready, and he gains about a yard, and then there's a whole line of black there to push him back.
Looks like Malik Tate on the run for the Indians. That's his first carry of the day. So, Dave, I thought we'd see Talon Fisher running the ball a lot more than we have seen.
Yeah, for being number one in the GMC, he's been conservative back there. There's a handoff again to
It's going to be Malik Tate again.
Malik Tate again, yes.
So I don't know if this is normal for Fairfield to give Jalen Mays a possession off. It could be if he plays both ways and they're down 2 scores. This could be a scheduled possession off because we
Right.
did see him on the kickoff return. So, you know, this could be a scripted, we're going to give him a break here. But I expect Fisher to run here.
And there's a fake to Tate, and Talon rolls left. He's looking for somebody in a white jersey, and he just kind of throws it up there to number 23, Stevenson. And that's going to be a little too high for him to pull down, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Fairfield's going to have to punt this away. They're not quite in East territory. They're short of the 40, and they don't want to take unnecessary chances. They're only down 2 scores. So great job on the Hawks defense, holding them to a 3-and-out.
Absolutely. They were not fooled by the run or the pass there, and that's going to bring out Mays to get a punt off. Nick Rabin back by himself for the Hawks. A little bit high snap. He gets that off quick. Low punt. Nick's going to be able to return that if he can get around a couple of white jerseys here. And
I think we're going to get a block in the back.
Yep.
Didn't quite see it myself, but that seems to be the general call when the flag is thrown from that far away in that
Saw
direction.
3 white jerseys down there, Nick, and then I saw someone go flying and a lot of yellow coming out. But, we have a man down here, number 21, for the Fairfield Indians.
Ray's Fatiki down on the ground for the Indians.
And Ray's has
looks
not
like he
moved, so
got
hopefully that young man is okay. The medical staff from both sides are there, from Fairfield and Lakota. And we are very blessed here at
Going to see
we'll
this
see
again here, and Rabin,
yep, Nick Rabin.
Rabin trying to get around the corner, and
There's the hit in the back by Freeman right there.
Yep.
And so there's the penalty, but not the hit on this young man here. We're not for sure what happened to number 21 from Fairfield, but
kind of hope we just got the wind knocked out of him and it's not a bone or muscle.
so we're going to take a short break here while the medical staff attends to this young man that we hope is okay, and we'll be right back here at the Hawks Nest. Lakota East 13, Fairfield 0, with 7:49 left in the second quarter.
Westchester, how you doing? Hey, Dennis.
Hey.
Westchester wants to know, why don't we hear severe weather warning sirens?
The warning sirens are designed to only notify those that are outdoors, so you may not hear them if you're inside or in a moving vehicle. We do test our sirens the first Wednesday of each month, and the only time we activate the sirens due to a tornado threat is when we receive a tornado warning from the National Weather Service, or if we get notification of a funnel cloud or a tornado from a confirmed source. If you have a question for Westchester Wants to Know, please visit our website or our social media pages.
Welcome back to the Hawks Nest as we took a small pause as the medical staff attends to number 21 from Fairfield, who has just sat up, so that's a great sign as the crowd gave a little clap for this young man as he gets up to his feet and as we can see him walking off, so that's tremendous to see after that kickoff. We didn't really see what happened, but he hit the ground and was very still, Ken, which was a little scary there for a few minutes where he wasn't moving.
Kind of reached over and tried to make the tackle with his hand. I think he just landed ground belly down, which is going to knock the wind out of you. Ray's is a special teams only player, and hope that young man's okay, but great to see him jog off the field under his own power. You want to be precautionary there and make sure that everything's
Absolutely.
okay. No rush. Beautiful night here. What's the rush to get him up and get him going?
Absolutely. You can't ask for better football weather right here. So here the Hawks will take over on the 15-yard line, 1st and 10, as Kathman takes the ball, flips it out to Charlie Kendricks, who finds some room on the right-hand side, and he goes rumbling, stumbling, and bumbling. And Charlie's going to get some good positive yardage.
Boy, Dave, we say this every week, that Kenrich is a tough young man to tackle.
He
Once he gets ahead of steam, and it's going to take 2 or 3 Indians to bring him down each time.
So he gets about 12 yards and a Hawk first down, and he is not an easy tackle, as you said, Ken.
We always say how athletic he is. Basketball player, football player. I don't know if he plays baseball, but great young man in the classroom, and fun to watch. He's been fun to watch last 2 years
Absolutely.
here. And only a junior.
Only a junior, and he is a load. Like, I cannot remember anybody single-handedly taking him down. So here he comes again on the left-hand side on the misdirection, and finds a little bit of space there for a 2-yard pickup. Or no, that was Smith.
Yeah, you and I like the back-to-back Kendricks. We always ask for the back-to-back Kendricks
we
plays,
do.
so we just assume. But Jordell Smith there, who's had a couple nice runs so far in this game, takes it for 2 yards. We have 2nd and 8 for the Thunderhawks. 7 minutes left in the quarter and the half.
And East is looking right where they'd like to be with the 13-point lead and the ball.
Back to the I backfield.
So Lugo comes in for Charlie, and boy, they smelled that, and the Fairfield Indians are right there before the handoff can even be done by number 7, Joshua Cobb breaks that up right now.
Something didn't look quite right with the Hawks. Flowers came in at the last minute, almost like he wasn't sure personnel, or they weren't sure who was going to go in. I don't know if there was a hole in the line there also, but Fairfield had no problem getting through the line there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say that the law firm up there, something happened, and there was a giant hole for number 7 to come through and meet Lugo Flowers at the same time T.J. Catherine was giving him the ball.
So 3rd and 11 for the Thunderhawks. They've been here once already in this game.
He's got trips left and 1 right, and he'll go right back in the shotgun to throw the ball. He's going to toss it up there a little deep, but he had him. He had 14.
Jack Hartman had a step on the corner and the safety.
Yep, he had the DBs behind him, and Catherine just overshot just a little bit, or that would have been a big gain. If not, he'd have been going for pay dirt on that one.
Yeah, whoever said he was 4 for 4 before, it's
yeah, we don't know who that guy
4
was.
for 5 now.
So
Kenrich in to punt for the first time for the Thunderhawks. We haven't seen him too many times this year.
right, Kendricks is he'll be back there to punt. Not too many times. You said a late substitution by the Hawks, and he'll get a nice high one up there with a little bit of hang time over here to Mays, and he'll take that at the 35-yard line. He's looking for room. There's not much to the right. He's going to come back up the sidelines and just get what he can.
It's good containment by John Scott there. John got down the field, and Mays wanted to turn it to the right side of the field, and Scott was having no part of that, so he forced him back toward the sideline, and Hawks were able to knock him out of bounds.
So Charlie gets a nice high punt there, puts some air underneath it, lets his teammates get down there, but somehow Mays works his way up the field 10 yards, 11 yards.
Hawks are going to push him back 10 more on the hold, or referees are going to push him back 10 more.
But yes, there's some yellow laundry out there, and that's going to push him back. So there's a drum line. We saw the band out here at the beginning doing their thing in pregame, and they don't get to stick around, unfortunately. But we do have the drum line, and there's those young folks, young men and young women down there doing what they can do to make this as much as a Friday night high school football environment as possible.
Hey, give the band credit for being out here in pregame, Dave. It was great to see them do somewhat of a show, a little mini show. But the band's out there. We've said this every time we're on the air. The band's out there all the time practicing, working hard.
All the time,
So
and
it's
that's what
great
makes
to see
Friday
them on
Night
the
Lights
field.
so special is when the band's here, I think, too. It just makes it feel like high school football. So there's a big stop by the Thunderhawks.
Looked like Trent Stevenson on the end around for the Fairfield.
Yeah, and the Hawks just strung that out and ate it up. I think that was Rosario. Nate Rosario comes up with another big stop.
So, Dave, there you see Jordell Smith there, middle linebacker, Josh Thornhill. Those guys are playing both ways for the Thunderhawks. Kind of rare for East to have players go both ways, but that seems to be the way of the world in the GMC lately.
Yeah. And Talon still handing the ball off. Here comes a fake throw, or well, that play just got broken up completely. I think he was going to do a quick hitch there, and it wasn't there, so he pulled it back down. And then he thought about it again, and that shows a little bit of that freshman quarterback in him. He didn't throw it away, though. I'll give him credit there. He could have thrown an interception there. He just kind of takes that ball, tucks it under, and the Hawks eat him up, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
We're seeing a big half by Caden Hibbert here. Hibbert has been in the action, in the screen, around the ball all night, and Hibbert made sure that Talon Fisher couldn't get that ball off.
So Fisher's back in the shotgun again. He's going to roll left towards us, set his feet. He's looking downfield. There's not much there. He throws a really wobbly duck over to a wide open wide receiver on the right-hand side, and he's going to get 1st down and then some. That's going to be a big gain for the Fairfield Indians on 3rd and 10 when the Hawks really needed to shut them down.
That's Stevenson on the catch again.
Talon makes something happen with his feet. Nothing going, and he rolls back, finds a wide open wide receiver on the right-hand side that East just left go, and he threw an ugly-looking duck over there, but boy, they caught it and got about 20-something yards. He's got trips left, and he'll hand that off up the middle to number 9.
It's back to Malik Tate in
Malik
the backfield.
Tate again.
We haven't seen Mays the last 2 possessions in the backfield. Oh, there he
So
is. He's
I
in the
see
game.
him on the game, yes. He's out there on the field, but he's not lining up in that tailback position next to Talon.
But Fairfield is going 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
And just as we say that, there's Mays right there next to Talon, and he's going to roll up and try to block for him as he comes rolling in left. And there's a interception!
Josh Thornhill with
John
the pick.
Thornhill gets a pick on the young freshman quarterback.
And that pass looked like it was telegraphed. Thornhill was in the right position, and all he had to do was look it in. That was tailor-made right to him.
Tailor-made. Mays takes off and immediately goes into a block, so the defense knew they didn't have to worry about him. Looked like pass all the way. And that one had a little bit of wobble to it, too, as we're going to see here on the replay. There's Mays in the backfield next to Talon. He just takes off right away. He's looking for block. And there's the left-handed. And that had a little wobble to it, and nothing but black jerseys over there, and Thornhill just grabs it. Smart goes down, takes the possession, and gives the ball back to the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, I think one of the things the freshman quarterback's doing there, he keeps looking toward Trent Stevenson every time. So eventually, if you're a good defender, you're going to know that that's where his eyes are going, that's where his arm's going, that's where the ball's going. So Thornhill was able to see that and step in front.
That time, T.J. Kathman keeps the ball, and there's just nothing on the left-hand side for him to break it up or pitch it over to Charlie Kendrich. And he'll lose about a half a yard, bring up 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11.
Hawks may go conservative here. They definitely don't want to give Fairfield the ball back. I don't know if we'll see a deep play or not.
Under 3 minutes left in the half with a nice lead, and he fakes that to Lugo, keeps it. And there's a nice flip over to Charlie Kendricks. He's got room, Ken. He's going 40 to 50 to 40. He gets drugged down behind by number 19, Jaden Mays, of course.
But there you see Kenrich, again, like we said, the great pitch by Kathman. And Kenrich just has to go north-south.
And only an athlete like Jaden Mays is going to be able to climb up his back and pull him down by himself. Because as we were saying, it's tough to bring him down, especially when he's got a head of steam. After about a 25-yard pickup there, it's going to be 1st down on the 38-yard line for the Hawks.
Dave, what do you do after Kenrich has a big run?
Give it to Kendrich is what we say. So we'll see what Coach Haynes does if he agrees with us. There he goes right back to the counter to Kendrich, and he's going to push hard, drive those legs, and get another about 6 or 7 yards. So there's a lot of cheering on the other side. They think they came out with the ball, and Is that a turnover
did
in the
fumble.
bottom of that?
Looks like it was a fumble, Dave.
So
Fairfield's offense is coming out on the field.
So we saw the stack up and things were falling to the ground, and I guess maybe before his knees hit the ground, that ball came out.
Here it is again. See Kenrich cuts to the inside. He's still moving. He still has the ball. And that ball gets
There it is.
ripped out.
Ripped out somewhere on the way down, and like you said earlier, Ken, they're grabbing and reaching. So there's Talon trying to run for his life right now. He's looking downfield, not much. Hawks are swarming and just trying to contain him, and they'll get him out of bounds, but not after some positive yardage on a big broken play. Talon's going to pick up about 7 or 8 yards.
Talon Fisher definitely made something out of nothing there. You saw him run forward, then run backwards, then go to the side, backwards a little more, and he finally found a hole that he can get around and get 8 positive yards somehow and out of bounds to stop the clock. We got 1:42 left in the first half here.
And it's 2nd and 2. And Talon goes right back for that quick sideline pass and makes it complete for a first down. So he picks up about 4 yards.
Nate Hanna catch for the Fairfield Indians. Fairfield still short of the Hawk territory on their own 47. 1:33. The key, Dave, is for the Hawks not to give up the big play here.
Absolutely.
They can afford to give up 8-10 yards at a time, but they can't give up the 20 to 30. So.
Yep, Fairfield's got 2 timeouts, so it's the realm of possible there. So he goes back, throws another quick out, steps out of bounds. And they're taking everything underneath right now, these 4 or 5 yard passes, 2 in a row right there.
It's going to be Karen Love, who's their backup quarterback, also a sophomore, and gets a couple carries. He's had a couple of carries, and he had one possession of quarterback early in the season. Another good athlete for the Fairfield Indians.
So
1:17, Indians have 2 timeouts as they march down the field here.
got 3 wide receivers and Mays in the background. He looks to make another quick throw. He goes into the line, bounces back out. He's slippery, I'll tell you that. He makes things happen out there. And he's going to
Karen Love.
Zips one down to about the 40-yard line for a first down, Indians, and they're moving the ball.
Fisher took a big hit after he released the ball, but he popped up quickly. For a freshman here, you kind of worry about clock management.
There should be, that should be being held up right now. That was a substitution by the Indians. Number 4 comes into the game. Nobody stops that in the stripes, but he's going to go down the sidelines and
real nice coverage by Cam Freeman there for the Hawks.
he was step for step for him down the sidelines. Nothing happening right there. So
this could be your illegal substitution that you saw, Dave. There was we just didn't see the flag. You saw the penalty, but we didn't see the flag there.
Did not see any flags at all. So that's going to push the Fairfield Indians back, and the Hawks will definitely take that. So they'll replay first down. It'll be 1st and 15 now from the 43-yard line with only about 52 seconds left in the half, but they do still have the 2 timeouts that I mentioned, and gives them plenty of time. They got 4 wide receivers out there and Mays in the backfield, Talon in the shotgun. This is going to be a pass all the way, short again, underneath the coverage. Again, there's that 4-yard curl route.
And again, he's going to Trent Stevenson.
That's a favorite target of his, as you mentioned earlier, and they're going to take their second time out here at 45 seconds left in the half. So
Stevenson, a junior. They don't have the heights there. He's not big, but obviously he knows how to get open, and they trust his hands as he has more catches than anyone else on the day and on the season for the Hawks. Came in with 8 receptions, 61 yards.
So we saw the offensive line there for the Fairfield Indians huddled up there getting instructions on the sideline, and you would imagine they're going to put together a couple of plays here to try to move this ball and save that last time out as needed, as they're still 37, 38 yards away. Definitely not in field goal position yet, and the Hawks would like to keep them there. So.
And Dave, this is good experience for Talon Fisher. As a freshman, you want to put them in as many situations like this as you can, where a 2-minute drill or a quick 45 seconds that you need to go down, you need to catch, get up to the line, have your next play ready. So, whatever happens with Fairfield here, it's a good experience for their young quarterback.
Absolutely, and same way on the other side of the ball for the Hawks to know how to react to the opposing team having the ball, pressuring you, and trying to get a quick score here before the half. So Talon gets in the shotgun. He takes the ball. He fakes that quick out, rolls right, nothing there. He's looking, trying to make something happen, and then he's going to get swallowed up by number 58.
That's Kevin Cornell.
Cornell swallows him up after he was trying to juke around and stay alive back there.
And Fisher's slow to get up there. Cornell in pursuit. Hawks did a nice job of containment there.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 12 after the loss on that play. And Talon's still bent over on the sidelines over there. And he's going to sit down on the turf. I think we're going to see a backup quarterback on this play.
You've got Kieran Love, who we saw on the recent catch on previous second down. Most likely you'll see Kieran Love coming at quarterback here. But there's Fisher, and he's flushed out. Look at the Hawks line. Look at, again, Hibbard drives him to the side, and there's Cornell in pursuit. Rosario in there, making sure the containment is there, as well as Harrison Buckite.
There you can see is the fake on the quick button hook that they've been doing for 4 or 5 yards, and nothing was there. He thought he was going to run, but like you said, Ken, there's Hibbard, big 66, getting double teamed, but holding his ground well and forcing him to back up. And
I suspected Kieran Love is in at quarterback.
Yep. So he's in the shotgun. Mays right next to him. They're going to trust him to throw the ball right away. Number 4 is looking up. He breaks one tackle, and he's getting pursued from behind, again by number 58.
Kevin Cornell right where he needed to be.
But not after number 4 was able to scamper for enough for a first down. That'll move the sticks, stop the clock with 26 seconds, but they'll wind it here right after they get that set.
A good heads up by Kieran Love. He did a good job of weaving and knowing where to go. For just coming, he's been in the game as receiver and slot, but
Was just going to say that, Ken. He's had the football in his hands already tonight, just not in this particular position, and he'll stay in as the quarterback. So he's got trips left and one right. He goes back, and he's just going to sling that thing up in the air, and that's going to be picked off in the end zone by number 23 for the Hawks.
Ashton Reap, senior cornerback.
Ashton just kind of got up underneath there and jumped up in front of the Fairfield Indian and pulled it down. We're going to see Love just backs up, takes a 3-stop drop, and he just wings this thing, Ken. Not a bad ball. And there's the receiver, but there's 23 just climbing the ladder, grabbing that ball and pulling it down for a turnover in the end zone.
He had Isaiah Glover there as the intended target, and Glover was in the right spot.
Yeah.
That's what we said earlier with Kenrich. You just sometimes need to throw the ball up and let your receiver go make a play.
Just slightly underthrown, and that may have been, there was guys right in Love's face there on that replay we saw. The D-line was right there. Didn't pick up who that was, but they were giving him the pressure and forcing that just maybe a second or two too soon, and the Hawks will just come up, take a knee, and be glad to run this last 10 seconds out of the half and go into the quasi-locker room end of the end zone as we have the COVID rules as we see the Hawks running out there. And that'll bring us to halftime with Lakota East 13, the Fairfield Indians 0.
Hey guys.
Hey!
Westchester wants to know, what's a school resource officer?
In partnership with Lakota and Butler Tech, our school resource officer program places officers in the schools dealing with children every day. They are in the schools in a uniform capacity. However, they are there to assist children with their needs, assist administrators with their needs, and overall be there to guide the children through the school experience. If you have any questions or have another Westchester Wants to Know idea, please visit our social media through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or our webpage at www.westchesteroh.org.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lakota East High School in the Hawk's Nest. You see a great shot from our guys up on top of the booth here. Just a beautiful night, great sunset coming in as it's getting a little bit darker. The lights are on, and what a night for Friday night football, Ken.
Getting a little chilly here, Dave.
Yeah, the temperature has gone down when the sun went down. I snuck up top during halftime and saw the guys up top giving us the great shots. They kind of said the same thing. But, boy, we have a good one going on here for the Thunderhawks, up 13-0 over the Fairfield Indians. And the Hawks have just ate a ton of time up on this clock in this first half, Ken.
Chilly.
I'm showing 15:24 for the Thunderhawks of time of possession to the Fairfield Indians, 8:36.
Chilly outside.
And the Hawks have got about 215 total yards to the Indians' 93. So definitely showing that the Hawks are dominating the ball. And as they line up to kick off, Thornhill will take that just inside the pylon for a touchback and not let Jordan Mays return that. And Jordan Mays, as we said at the beginning of the broadcast, a kid to watch. He's playing both sides of the ball. He's at punt returns, kick returns. But, boy, the Thunderhawks have really contained him with only 14 yards rushing so far.
Yeah, they've done a good job with Jalen Mays.
And same way with the Talon Fisher, the quarterback there, is leading rusher for the GMC, and the Hawks have kept him to 8 yards in the first half. So
See Karen Young with the carry on that. Having a little technical difficulty.
So as Ken tries to mess with his headset there, we'll try to get things going as looks like Talon is not back in the quarterback position, and that'll be Love back there starting off the second half for the Fairfield Indians. So as the second half gets started here, Fairfield Indians have got the ball 2nd and 8 around the 28-yard line, and a little high snap there to Love, and he tries to scamper and make something positive out of that.
Yeah, so surprised that we see Love there. Talon Fisher came out.
So there's the replay, a little high snap there, and Love tries to make what he can out of it, and the Hawks eat that up. So it's going to bring 3rd down and 6, right about at the 36-yard line. As Love goes back, and he's looking to throw. There's that quick out on the right-hand side, but the Hawks were over there looking for that one. Looks
Hawks
like
did
Nick.
a good job.
Looks like that was number 11. So Nate Rosario has seen this play more than once, and he jumped that route and broke that up. So that's going to bring up 4th down for the Indians. And Nick Rabin's going to go back deep for the Hawks as Mays comes out to punt away for the Indians. And he's rolling. No, that might be, well, he did a little soccer style one there and pops that down. They're not going to let Nick return that. So no return on the punt.
Hawks are going to take over here.
Yep, they're going to be there on the 23-yard line, Ken, and with no return by Nick as they did the soccer-style punt away from him. There we get a shot of the drum line again, doing their thing. So
Hawks with their first down here.
TJ Kathman under center. He fakes left, goes right to Charlie Kindreds. He breaks a tackle and goes stumbling forward. And boy, there's a perfect example of what we were saying earlier is Kendrick just not going down on first contact, as we're going to see this here. There's a hit by number 52, and he can't bring him down by himself. And then even 16 tries to do it and doesn't do it, and then just catches a toe on Charlie and trips him up after a hard gain of about 5.
Official timeout here. Little equipment malfunction with Charlie Kenrich.
So Charlie's going to come out, and Jordell Smith's going to go in. As Catherine gets up underneath center, he'll fake that to the middle. He'll pitch out to Thornhill. He's looking for some green on the left-hand side. Breaks one tackle, gets out of bounds after some positive yardage. Thornhill's going to be short of the first down.
Going to bring out 3rd and 2.
And now it's going to be a short yardage call for Coach Haynes here at 3rd and 2.
Look for Kathman to keep it. Looking for Kenrich up the middle, cross.
So those are all good options, Ken, that the Hawks have to them, and we'll see what they do. So
TJ's going to keep it.
Keep it. He's going to work hard, and we're going to see where that spot's going to be.
Should be enough for a first down, Dave.
And he gets just enough, again, right to the hash, and that's going to be a first down, Thunderhawks. So, boy, that's just what the Hawks needed there, Ken, is to keep that ball rolling, pick up that first down, and continue that possession, that time of possession that we were talking about right after the half that they
first down. First half they had a 2-to-1 time of possession advantage over Fairfield.
So they're still moving the ball and be first down from the 39-yard line. And this time,
Smith.
Fumble. It looks like he dropped the ball but dove back on it.
Yeah, you teach them to just drop on the ball and take your loss there. He tried to pick it up and keep running there. You see right here, handoff, fake to Kenrich, and then Smith just drops it, tries to pick it up, and eventually falls on it, and Hawks retain possession.
Exactly like you said, Ken. Good thing he didn't try to be messing with that anymore, because the Indians were jumping in there, and he just needed to follow the ball to retain possession for the Thunderhawks. So it'll be 2nd and 11, and they'll start off. TJ will fake it this time to Smith, and he'll roll left and throw a little dime right on number 14, Jack Hartman. And that's going to be real close to a first down for the Thunderhawks.
About a 9-yard gain for Hartman coming across the middle.
And so that is going to be a first down. So that's going to be move the chains. And the Hawks are now approaching midfield and moving that ball.
It's good possession for the Hawks here in the 3rd quarter.
So TJ gets up underneath center. He'll put that in the belly of Lugo Flowers, and he'll go forward. And Lugo will pick up some positive yardage, just like this offense is designed in the option, and he'll get about 4 yards and bring up 2nd and 6.
See how hard Lugo Flowers runs here.
He goes right up the middle, and his helmet stops right there, just short of the 50-yard line.
Dave, I just got our first glimpse of Eric Davis on the sidelines there. He's not in uniform. He's in jersey and no pants and pads.
So that would explain the movement to the backfield of not seeing that young man, and Lugo Flowers going back into the backfield. So there's a misdirection off a big hole, and Thornhill's going to go to the office and get a touchdown, the Hawks.
Josh Thornhill, big run, just like we saw against Princeton last week.
So we're going to see that misdirection here as Charlie Kendricks goes in motion. And they cut back 61, comes back around and blows open a big hole. And Thornhill takes it and turns on the Jets. And he goes just untouched into the end zone for a touchdown, Hawks. And there's for the PAT. And that'll be good. So Hoffman gets the PAT. They got that all worked out.
Hawks up 20-0. We're going to see that run by Thornhill again.
And there goes Thornhill up the middle. And I don't think he's ever touched Ken. I don't think a single Fairfield Indian gets near him. And he just goes in untouched right into the end zone for a big score for the Hawks, and that brings it to 20-0. So here we see the Lakota East Thunderhawks lining up for the kickoff as Hoffman counts them out, getting a nice comfortable 20-0 lead. As we're getting set up here and Ken's working on that headset again. So Hoffman gets ready. The
This is new for the Thunderhawks, Dave. The little shimmy hand motion.
I like it. I like the hand motion a lot. So there goes deep into Mays. Or no, that's going to be number 23.
It's Trent Stevenson, the wide receiver, on the run back.
So Stevenson takes that run back. Hoffman gets it inside the 5, but deep, and he gets a decent run back, and he'll bring that up to the 30-yard line.
Going to get to see this again, Dave. Stevenson to the 10, 20. Good run by the junior wide receiver. So Mays getting a little less time than we normally see him get.
And tackle was made by, looked like Stedman Dillon, number 6, on the kickoff team. So the young freshman hasn't been back since the injury, and Love's still back there at the quarterback. He drops back, throws a big one up the middle, and is broken up by number 2. That's Van Hoser. That's Caleb Van Hoser.
He's had some big games on defense. And it's the first time we've said his name tonight.
So Caleb jumps in there on the deep route and breaks that up. That was about a 40-yard pass downfield. Would have been big yardage for the Indians, but instead it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Now Love hands that off real quick, and they scamper up the middle. That's going to be number 9, Tate, with the run. And he's going to pick up 10 yards for the first down. So the band the drum line trying to get the crowd going here on the east side as the Fairfield Indians try to answer that score and put them down 20-0. So Love goes right back to Tate, and the Hawks eat that up right now, and he's going to be about 1 yard.
See a little frustration by Fairfield right now. Looks like they don't have that hop in their step like they normally did or did at the beginning of the game.
We got a Hawk that's down. His teammate helping him, and a Fairfield Indian looked like they got all tied up there. Number 55 for the Indians. That looks like Davis. So I'm not for sure if you guys can hear us in the booth, but we may have lost some juice up here. And that was Katona. It's good to see that young man up and moving around. Number 44 has got a little limp there. He's trying to walk off. Big senior linebacker. We've talked about him in the past that most teams don't want to run at. So we had false start on the Fairfield Indians.
Going to push them back 5 yards.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and long for Fairfield. Love still in the quarterback position. He pumps once, throws short, and looks like big number 11 is going to knock that down.
It's Nate Rosario in the defense.
Nate jumps up and knocks that ball down, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down, Ken, at
Fairfield with 3rd and long with their backup quarterback in. Probably not the position they want to be in.
Nope, not at all. So the Hawks defense is starting to tighten up a little bit here after the Indians started moving the ball, and brings them to 3rd and 13. And this is a 3rd down conversion that they'd like to have, and the Hawks would like to shut down. There's some pressure back on Love. He's going deep, and oh my gosh!
Mays with a step on Thornhill, gets behind him, and the pass has just dropped into his breadbasket.
You got Thornhill in there and Cam Freeman, and somehow Love drops this ball, just like you said, Ken, in this replay. There he is, and boy, he drops that right between them, and there's number 19 making a big catch for Fairfield.
Yeah, you had Freeman and Thornhill there. You got a quarterback with not a lot of experience, and he just threw a nice ball.
And he just threw it up there and let him run up underneath it like a center fielder, and he pulled it down for a huge gain for the Indians. And now they're in business. There's a broken tackle there by the quarterback. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9, just about a 1
Looks
yard
like
gain.
Rosario and Ashton Reap on the tackle there.
So there's the missed tackle, and then Rosario jumps on top of his and brings him down. So the Indians are just inside the red zone on the 17-yard line. It's 2nd and 9. Love looks back, talks to his running back, and doesn't go there. That's a skip pass over there in the flat, and that's going to be a forward, so it's not going to be a backwards pass.
Trent Stevenson a little shaken up there too, slow to get up.
Here you'll see.
Almost looked like a backwards pass, which is a live ball.
Yeah, almost.
But you see right there, he did go about a half yard forward, and Stevenson just skipped off the turf and had no chance of catching that.
Yeah, they real close, and the Hawks defender walked up and grabbed it, but yeah, definitely a forward pass. So you see Trips on the right-hand side. He's got one wide on the left. He's going to hand that off to number 9. That's Tate, and he's trying to make a move in there, and he's still up.
Got a flag on the field.
Yep.
Possibly a face mask in there, maybe a hold.
So Tate is one of their smaller running backs, but he's slippery, boy, and he slides in and out of there. And the Hawks were not bringing him down till a whole bunch of black jerseys jumped on him. So
No, big crowd there, and the paw got tied up in the face mask.
So looks like it's going to be a 1st down and 10 for the Indians after that penalty.
First time in the red zone for Fairfield, so they've got to be happy about this. They have some backups in there, and about good time they got in there.
Right, they are just inside the 8-yard line. Like you said, first time this close to the end zone, and
See if Karan Love can get him in the end zone here. That'd be a big positive.
Love's
for
going to keep
Fairfield.
it all the way. It's just going to be a quarterback run.
Looks like he's just short, Dave. They're going to mark him at the 2.
So Love calls his own number here. We'll see on the replay. You got Tate next to him, and Tate's turns into a blocker all the way here, and Love cuts it up underneath him, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Have to think more of the
From the
same,
3.
Dave, on this play.
So they got the big tight end in there for Fairfield. They got wide right, and they're not looking to throw the ball at all. It was a 100% run, same, and Love will carry that in and get the Fairfield Indians off the schneid for a touchdown.
Yeah, good score by the Fairfield Indians here in the 3rd. That's what they needed to get them going, keep them positive, and get them back
So
mentally in the game.
Here you see it coming right at you. Love just pounding it right up in there. That's a tough 2.5 yards, but he gets into the end zone nonetheless for a touchdown. And now it looks like Fairfield may be going for 2. Nope, they're going to go ahead and kick it.
Their little wrinkle that a lot of college teams do. Line up to the left, make sure, keep the defense honest. If they don't go with you, they snap it and quarterbacks sneak it in. But if they line up with you.
With Jalen Mays back there as your holder, you never know what can happen. As we said, that young man's played all over the field. So he's punting, he's holding, he's kick returning, he's catching. So with an athlete like that, you gotta watch him. But that PAT is up through the middle, and that brings it to 20-7 East, with 2:42 left in the 3rd, and got a little life back into the Fairfield Indians.
It's definitely what Fairfield needed at this point in the game. He's still in control. Got to make sure they stay mistake-free the final quarter and 3 minutes. Make sure you don't turn the ball over. Give Fairfield a short field. Have good long possessions. Get your first downs. Protect the ball.
Yep. So East will be receiving the ball here. And just like you said, they need to take care of the ball, make some decent runs, hold some possession, get some first downs, stay away from the turnovers, which we've only had 1 tonight. Somehow in that play, we couldn't see where Charlie Kendricks had a great run and was pumping his legs, carrying a couple people with him, and somewhere the ball squirted out before he hit the ground, and the Fairfield Indians scooped that up and changed possession before the half. But other than that, other than the interceptions that the Fairfield Indians have thrown, the Hawks have stayed in control and kept possession of the ball. And so here goes the Fairfield kicking off deep. That was Nick Matty. Tags it on, and Nick Raven breaks it up the middle, and he almost went.
Almost got past the last Fairfield tackler there.
So Nick's been holding and waiting and back there, and
we're going to see this again, Dave.
Yeah, there goes Nick. He catches it about the 6-yard line. He gets a nice wall in front of him, sees a nice little seam here, lowers the shoulders and just starts turning it on. And
shoestring tackle there.
Nice tackle by number 8, and if he doesn't get him, Nick's running for quite some time after that.
Omar Shatiwi with the tackle. I've been waiting to say that name.
And Omar doesn't get him. Like I said, Nick's got a lot of green in front of him, and he'd have been running for quite some time. So good field position for the Hawks as TJ takes the ball, flips it over to Thornhill. And
another positive yard play, Dave. That's the same play they had the touchdown on. In the previous play, they see a weakness in Fairfield. They're going to keep going after it.
So TJ holds on to the ball right there in this replay, right to the last second, which is textbook, and Thornhill takes the pitch, and he'll take it for 10 yards, 11 yards.
Good perimeter blocking by Brandon Elliott.
But somewhere in all that, there was a hold, and that's all going to come back on the Hawks, and we're going to redo this one. So holding on the Lakota East Thunderhawks. Coach Haynes not happy about that as we see him.
Don't know if that was Elliott, the receiver, with the hold, or the tight end, but it's going to push the Hawks back to 1st and 12.
So they're going to set up shop somewhere around the 35-yard line. Like you said, 1st and 12. There's Thornhill in motion. TJ fakes, hands it off over to Kendricks to the left-hand side. That's not a bad tackle for the Indians.
16, Hosea Jackson on the tackle. Another one of their promising sophomores.
So one of the few times someone takes Kendricks down on a clean tackle and a great tackle. And Charlie only gets about 3 yards on that carry. So that'll bring up 2nd and 8. As the clock's winding down here in the 3rd with about 1:31 left. Smith goes in motion. TJ Catherine throws it up and
Just out of the stretched hands of Charlie Kenrich.
And Kendricks kind of comes down on that shoulder, not so great. He kind of reached out, and he is feeling it right now on that right shoulder. As it was a fully extended, Ken, just like you said. We're going to see it here.
It's a lot of weight to put on that shoulder, too. Kenrich very muscular up top.
And there's the full extension.
Great effort.
And his weight and one of the Fairfield guy right behind him flopping on top of him.
That'd be Omar Shatui.
Omar again. And was right there on the coverage and coming down. Like you said, full sprint and Charlie's weight and the defender's weight, and that makes the shoulder not feel so great. So he's getting a little bit of medical
Thunderhawks
attention.
going to go 4 wide here, something we don't see too often.
So TJ falls back, flips it over. Oh! Smith is in the backfield wide open. Should be an incomplete pass, but they let it roll. See referees looking at each other going, that's not.
He threw it forward, but it was in the backfield.
Right.
But as long as that ball's going forward, that's a forward pass.
Right, so that's going to be incomplete. But they looks like they set up the screenplay here for Smith. They had 4 wide like you called, and they're just a little flip out, and Smith just looked downfield a little too soon. Or he
like
probably
he started to run before he had the ball in his hands.
Absolutely. And
so backup punter, Mayor, or is Kendrick in there?
Kendrick is not in there, so this is a backup punter. We'll have to pick up who that is. And number 6 for the Hawks takes that and kicks it down to Jordan, and they get him wrapped up right now.
How about Aiden Sierraveld on the tackle?
Nice.
Oh, no, that was not Sierraveld.
Number 23 looks like.
Ashton Reap.
Ashton. And
big interception, big tackle there.
And looks like Dylan Stedham was the punter on that, filling in for Charlie Kendricks as he was getting looked at real quick by the medical staff, making sure that shoulder was okay. So not a bad punt. That lets the Indians start right about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10.
Fairfield with a little momentum here.
1:07 left in the 3rd. Love goes back in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, rolls right, takes a little flip. There's a ball's in the air.
Big hand by Rosario.
Rosario again.
Rosario gets that big paw in the air, tips the ball up, and he was hoping for one of his teammates to come over and get that.
Yeah, we'll see here, Ken. Love rolls right. Rosario's reading it, and he just skies up, tips it, and hoping Thornhill, or is that the Katona back there, spin around and get a nice little pick. But
and Rosario looked at Katona and said, hey, man, I tipped it in the air. Why didn't you catch that?
Yeah. So a nice play by Rosario. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Love will go right back to that quick flat out to hit
It's like maybe
Jalen Mays.
No, that's Mays. Jaden Mays.
So Fairfield keeps trying to get Mays into the play somewhere, somehow. Had him split wide right that time. And they like that quick pass, Ken. That you know, as soon as the quarterback gets it in the shotgun, it's like a 4-step for the receiver and turn around, and the ball's on him.
And you got Love in there. You don't know how many possessions he's gotten with the freshman quarterback, shortened off season. he may not have gotten a lot of reps with this first offense.
So there goes Love for a big gainer right up. He's going to get a first down for the Indians.
Guess it doesn't matter if you get a lot of reps when you have holes like that and you can just run right through. Good run by Love. And Hawks are going to just hope for this quarter to end because momentum's going Fairfield's way right now.
Absolutely. So the Love just scampers right up the middle for about 11 yards, picks up the first down, and puts them back in business with a new set. And now he hands that off to Tate, and Tate goes flying through the middle of the field, and he's going to gain a good 7-8 yards. So Fairfield coaching staff must see something in the booth here that the middle of the field's open, because they're starting to take advantage of what's available in the middle here, as all the wide receivers are looking at their wrists as the call
Fairfield's
comes
going
in.
to try and get another play off here before the quarter ends.
Got 11 seconds. We'll see if he'll do it. He points to the scoreboard. He's just going to fake that, and he's just going to take off running. And he looks
Gets enough for the first down before Jordell Smith takes him to the ground.
Yep, first down for the Fairfield Indians, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter with the Fairfield Indians with possession and a first down. It's Lakota East 20, Fairfield Indians 7.
Hey, Brent.
Hello.
Westchester wants to know, how do police handle holidays?
Great question. Distracted driving, alcohol-related incidents are a leading cause of crashes during the holiday season. Westchester Police Department, through the assistance with grants, utilizes more officers during the holiday season on the road to look out for these types of events. Remember, everybody has a loved one on the streets, so let's do our part. Don't text and drive, use a designated driver or a rideshare program. If you have a question for Westchester Wants to Know, visit our website at www.westchesteroh.org or visit our social media sites for more information.
Well, back here at the Hawk Nest, home of the Thunderhawks, Lakota East is up 20-7 over the Fairfield Indians, starting the fourth quarter. But the Indians have possession of the ball on the 42-yard line with momentum, and they're driving and looking really good right now, Ken.
Yeah, Dave, the Hawks have been in command most of the game. They have a 20-point lead, but definitely Fairfield has the momentum right now.
So Love is in the shotgun. He hands that off to number, was that 4 or 9? I wasn't for sure.
Has to be 9.
Yes.
Malik Tate.
Tate again. We'll take that to the left-hand side for a minute there. Looked like we had 2 number 9s, or 2 number 4s, but nope, that's Tate right there. He's going to go off the left-hand side, and the Hawks swarm and get him. That was number 3, Jordell Smith with the tackle.
Saw a shot of Kendricks Goodman on the O-line for Fairfield, really doing a good job on Cornell.
So there's another handoff to Tate, and boy, that
Bontrager-Hibbard combo on the tackle.
that running back is slippery, and he's dancing around. Didn't get much on that play.
No, when you run into Bontrager and Hibbard, it's hard to keep going forward.
Yeah.
It's a lot of beef to run into.
And they've been doing their job there in the trenches on that D line. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. And we know that the Indians like to do these quick 3-4 yard hitches. And so we'll see what they try to bring up. There's a handoff to Tate again. And he's going to try to make it. I don't know. There's a big wall there. Rosario's pulling back. And
Harrison
Hibbard was
Buckheim
pulling.
the tackle there.
And I think he might be short, Ken. I think that's going to bring up 4th and 1, yes.
They marked him short. Right there, you see Buckholt go through. You see Rosario. You see Hibbard.
And there's where they pull the brakes right there.
And Buckeye and Rosario pulled him backwards.
And Katona comes in and hits the whole pile, and it all falls backwards, and they're going to be 4th and 1. And I suspect a run here. And there's Love to Tate, and he's going to try to go. And
Hawks
wow,
may have stopped him.
that's going to be an interesting spot, Ken, if that's a right foot or a left foot, and they're going to give him the.
Oh, gave him forward progress. Looked like Bontrager had him stopped there in the backfield.
If he made it by an inch or 2. But the ref on the far side of the field in front of the Fairfield bench, he
Gonna
was
see
waving
this
them down.
again. Let's watch Bontrager here in the middle. Stuff this hole.
Boom. And number 58, Kevin Corona, is right there trying to wrap him up, but
Nonetheless, the guy in the stripes have the final say.
they did, and they gave him the first down, and now we're going back to number 19 for the Indians, Jalen Mays.
Mays runs right into Thornhill there on the left-hand side.
And Mays picks up a solid 4 yards.
Looks like the Hawks are wearing down, Dave.
Yeah, something, possession is flipping here where the Indians are now taking it. You know, Mays only had 14 total rushing yards in the first half on a team that's pretty big rushers here, the Indians, and the Hawks have definitely shut it down. There's a great play. Rosario tried to jump that, and boy, if he picks that up, he's pick 6 because there's nothing but green in front of him.
Yeah, he was looking to cut the route and bat it down. Luckily, after the catch was made, Thornhill was right there to make the tackle.
So you'll see Love. He takes 2 steps, whips this. There you see Rosario just out of his reach.
And again, they keep going to Trent Stevenson's. The Hawks have made it a point to jump that route on Stevenson, cut in front of Stevenson whenever the ball's in the air.
Yeah, so now we're Love in the backfield. He's going to just take off with a run right there. Katona grabs him up, and he gets some help by big number 58 as well.
And Justin, like a prize fighter, keeps getting knocked down and winded. He's limping a little bit, but again, he's going to stay in the game. Got Kevin Cornell there on the tackle also.
So Katona and Cornell wrap him up on that particular possession, and that's going to hold him up again for another 4th down and 1.
So see if the Hawks defense can make another good stop. Looked like they stopped him on the last possession. You know, but the nice thing is they're not giving up the big play.
No.
So Fairfield getting 9 yards, 9 yards.
So Fairfield runs up to the line of scrimmage. Love is in the shotgun. It's a keeper all the way. He's looking. Oh, he breaks a tackle. He's going to get the first down and squirm out of that hole after about 4 more. So here where he got initially hit, like right at the line of scrimmage and got through, broke that tackle. We're going to see here, Ken.
See Hayward Johnson on the block.
Yeah, that was Kevin.
As well as Kendrick Goodman.
He gets in there and makes the initial hit but misses, and then big number, 68 offensive lineman for the Indians gets behind him and just starts pushing him forward for
Kendrick Goodwin. That's the one
good
we
5.
said has some D1 offers. And there's Mays off the left tackle.
And Mays will get some positive yardage and get about 5-6 yards. And one of the Indian offensive linemen slow to get up. So 71 goes off.
This is the way Fairfield started the game, getting a lot of the balls in Mays' hand, especially with their young quarterback, Talon Fisher, out of the game. Mays is the one who they rely on offensively, so they're going to keep going to him in the 4th quarter here as long as he has the stamina to do so.
So the Hawks line up inside their Indians inside the red zone, and the Hawks are lining up trying to hold them off, and Love goes to the pass, and there's just nothing there on the right-hand side. The Hawks had that well covered.
Yeah, Cam Friedman and Caleb Van Hooser on the coverage. And there really wasn't much room for Aaron Love to throw the ball.
No, not at all, and as they've been working most of this field on the run, there Fairfield went to the pass, and just nothing there for Love to connect with. So it'll bring up 3rd and 5, and boy, the Hawks really would like to see a stop here. There's a handoff to Mays. He shoots through the middle.
Hawks defense doing a good job, Dave.
Yep, there are.
Keeping the Fairfield out of the end zone. They've been in the red zone. They've been down at this end of the field for quite a while. So it's good to see them running the clock down.
So Mays gets just enough for the first down. It gets about 4.5, 5 yards on that run, and they're going to have 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. And boy, it'd be nice to hold them out. And Love's going to call his own number and dive forward again, and for a touchdown, Indians. So
just like that, Dave, we have a 1-score game.
So we go in the half, 20-0, And we come out here and 2 solid possessions by the Indians, and it's 20-13, but we have an injured player on the field for the Indians as we go
Good
to
to see
replay.
Kieran Love follow his blocker, Mays, and 56, Kendricks Goodman, and he was able to waltz in the end zone there.
Goodman just contains and turns that big hole there, and you can just see him go right off his backside, and big hole almost goes untouched till he's at least a yard into the end zone. Is
73, Augie Go, also with the great block.
Nate Rosario tries to dive over there to get him, but
Got an injured Indian on the field.
one of the O linemen. So it looks like he's got a leg issue. Again, we see.
Let's look at the left side here. You see 58, 56.
Yep, there goes Rosario, goes flying in, and oh, there it
Rosario
is.
kind of leg clips him.
Rosario makes the dive for the ball carrier, Love, and you'll see here, great shot by the guys here. You just see number 11's legs right here whip around, trying to make the tackle, nothing intentional, and unfortunately number 56 is right there, and he went down in a hurry.
Good camera work by our guys up top. Dave, we always say they're the best in the business. That's why they get the nice Westchester TV polo shirts.
Yes, yes. So thanks, guys, up there on the top in the end zones, giving us some great shots tonight. So that is Kendrick Goodman. We were just talking about him, and hopefully that young man's okay. He's got some D1 offers, but we'll be right back here in the Hawks' Nest for the rest of the fourth quarter. It's Lakota East 20, Fairfield 7.
Hey, Cindy.
Hey!
Westchester wants to know, how do I apply for employment?
Applications are online at www.westchesteroh.org. Applicants can go there to see what positions are available. Applications need to be completed, signed, and returned to Westchester Township, and that can happen one of 2 ways. They can mail it to 9113 Cincinnati Dayton Road, Westchester, Ohio, 45069, or the second way to submit an application is by email, which is hr@westchesteroh.org. If you have any questions, you can always call us at 513-759-7217. If you have a question for Westchester Wants to Know, visit us at our website or one of our social media pages.
Welcome back here as we see Goodman getting helped off the field after that touchdown, which is Lakota 20, and it'll bring Fairfield to 13. Goodman got a leg whip, as we showed on the replay before the commercial. Unintentional, just a part of the play as we're going, and we hope that young man is okay as his teammates are helping him off the field. And
Yeah, he's shown a lot of promise, Dave. You talked to one of the coaches before the game, and they said Kendricks is one of the ones that a lot of the D1 colleges are looking at. And you could tell by his frame, by the blocks we've seen. We've called his number a lot.
yeah,
He's a good young man, good athlete.
so we hope him well, and you know, again, hats off, as we were saying, the medical staff here on both sides out there working and helping that young man. We've got some great, talented, professional trainers and medical staff here to keep these kids healthy and help them out when they have injuries. So we're grateful for that too. So the Indians line up for the point after here after the score, trying to bring this to a 6-point game, and woo, he just gets
barely
that
got
off.
that off, but it did go through the uprights.
So that's Nick Matty gets the PAT, but it looked like Kevin had jumped through that line and almost had a chance to block that point after, and that would have been huge. So that brings it to 2014. 6:23 left. Plenty of time for the Indians to come back, and so East needs to get it together here and make a substantial drive and get some points here.
Yeah, they need a good long possession here, Dave. They got to make sure they play the field possession game too.
Absolutely.
You don't want to give Fairfield the ball as a short field. You don't want to give them a lot of time. You got an inexperienced quarterback who's already thrown an interception. So you need to force them to have to throw the ball downfield and jump the route of Stevenson and get the ball back if you get them the ball.
Absolutely. So Lakota East, like you're saying, Ken, if they can't get points, consume most of this clock, and hopefully that would break the momentum that the Indians have right now, because it's been all Fairfield since the locker room.
Still 6.5 minutes. You got to be wary of the onside kick. I don't expect one, but you on the receiving team, you got to make sure you know that's a possibility.
So Nick is back there. He had a great run back on the last one. We'll see what the Indians do. They kind of squib kick it halfway through the middle, and East is messing around with it, let it bouncing around, and somebody jumps on the ball, and it's going to be East ball at the 21-yard line. Looks like Thornhill.
Yeah, his job is just to smother it there. The last thing you want to do, try and pick it up and get hit, fumble the ball, and Fairfield gets it right there. So good job by Thornhill, good awareness of what was happening, and he just fell on the ball.
Yeah, the East does not need a turnover in this series or on this side. As you were saying, Ken, field position is a huge factor here. So they need to take care of the ball, no turnovers, and march this thing upfield.
And you got Kenrich back in the game. Whatever was hurt with his shoulder, he got it looked at. And it's good to see him back in the game. That's who you need in the game.
So you got one wide here. TJ keeps it, and he turns it up. He's got some running room. He's going down the left-hand side, the 40, the 50, the 45, the 40, and he's going to make it all the way down to the 35, and that's going to definitely flip the field, Ken.
That's what they needed right there.
TJ
He's
has
pitched it all day long. He was looking like he was going to pitch it to Thornhill, but he keeps it right there.
So TJ hasn't had too many rushes tonight, but boy, when they needed one, he just pulled up a big one. As you called out right here, we're going to see on the replay. He fakes that to Charlie. Thornhill right behind him, and gets a nice block by his wide receiver right there. And he's just looking around to see who's going to be chasing him down from behind. But that's the second time now Jack Hartman's made a nice block downfield to free up his runners for some extra yardage. So now TJ has the ball. He will flip it over to Thornhill on the right-hand side. He shakes and bakes a little bit and picks up some positive yardage for 3 or 4 and puts this right down to the 31, 32-yard line.
Yeah, ball security is extremely important here. And you saw Thornhill when he got the ball, both hands on it. He's getting stripped from behind. He holds it. He goes down with both hands on the ball. But, Dave, you mentioned the good block by Hartman downfield. If you're going to be a receiver on this East team and you want to be on the field, you've got to make sure you block downfield. So Hartman's done a good job. Elliott's done a good job. Scott's done a good job. And that's how you get on the field.
The wide receivers have been doing their part. And, yeah, a lot of still time here. So like you were saying, they need to hold on to the ball. There goes TJ again. He's going to hold on to it again and go off the left-hand side. Tries a stiff arm, but gets pulled down by nice textbook tackle by number 16 of the Indians.
Got a flag on the field.
Josh Jackson.
Flag is in the Indian linebacker area.
So we'll see. Looks like it's going to be against East. Probably a hold. Going to push them way back to the 42-yard line.
There's not much room for mistakes here by the Hawks.
No, the thing we don't want for the Hawks is fumbles and penalties, or turnovers and penalties, and they did the latter, and that's going to make it 2nd and 17 now from the 42, and Right now the Hawks are going in the wrong direction. There's going to be a
in.
jump on the left-hand side. Might be 51 up. And just right there got a little too anxious. That's going to cost him another 5 yards. So that'll change up the play calling, right? And try to push this ball down a little bit in small chunks. They don't
Yeah,
need
you
to
don't
get
need
it
to
up.
pass yet because you've had some good runs, some good pitches outside, good keeper by Kathman.
Right, don't need all this in one play. So there goes TJ. He's holding on to the ball. Did not pitch it to Kendrich. And there he's going to get smothered over there with a little extra. I think the Hawks were wanting a little.
Omar Shatiwi on the sack there.
I think the Hawks were asking for a little pile on there. Coach Haynes is out on the field, and I think he's going to call a timeout here. So we're going to see the replay. Bam. There's number 8 comes up and just hits TJ. I don't think TJ saw him coming at all. And then here came the cavalry, and the Indians just pull him down. So great tackle there by Omar. Like I said, you could see on that replay, didn't think TJ even saw him. Kendrick was out there, but Kathman held on to the ball. So that brings up 3rd and 25. And Coach Haynes says, timeout, boys.
I like this timeout by Coach Haynes. You got to make sure you don't have a mistake. You don't just heave the ball up in the air and let Fairfield pick it off. You know, you want to run, and then you're in decent field that if you punt the ball, Fairfield has a long way to go with 4 minutes left.
Right. So don't want to do anything crazy here that causes any type of turnover. Riddled with 2 penalties in this possession and a loss of downs. The Fairfield crowd's getting excited with few that are here. The Hawks are trying to cheer their guys on to get something positive. They roll back, fake to Kendrich. TJ rolls out right. He whips it downfield a little early. And boy, we were trying to get a whole bunch back there on that 3rd down, and there just nothing was going to happen. He came up short trying to get it down to number 14, Jack Hartman.
Yeah, Dave, that almost seems like a mistake that he threw the ball. If you keep the ball, if you get tackled in bounds, you could take 30 more seconds off the clock and give Fairfield the ball with 3:30. By throwing the ball, you've stopped the clock, and now you give him 4 minutes.
He went deep to Hartman. It looked like he had another receiver on the underneath, Ken, just about 10 yards down. I know it was 25, but like you're saying, that 10 yards is positive, and if you stay in bounds, it keeps the clock running. Now Charlie has to get a punt off. He tried to punt it away from Mays, but Mays runs over there and scoops it up off the bounce, and he's going to get as much as he can out of that. And that just shows you the athlete that he is. Punt away from me, I'm going to run over and grab it, get it off the bounce, and still get 5 or 6 yards on the return. So, tale of 2 halves so far, Ken. Hawks looked great in the first half, came out in the second half with a sizable lead, and I don't know if they put it in neutral or.
They just didn't get the big play. They didn't get the big run. They had a big run by Kendrick, big run by Thornhill, and that just didn't happen here in the second half.
So now it's all on the defense with 3:52 left. Love's in the back. The shotgun, he hands it off, and the Hawks swallow that up, and that'll keep the clock rolling after that handoff. But the Indians got the 4 wide receiver package in there. They had 3 on the right and 1 on the left on that play. And as you said earlier, Ken, keep a close eye on number 23 because they seem to like each other in this second half.
Yeah, you got to spy on Love, the quarterback. You got to make sure Mays doesn't get a breakaway.
And Stevenson, and so here comes Love off to the right. He's throwing it deep, and he was looking, and that's going to be knocked down by number
they gave him the catch.
20, Thornhill.
They went to 83, Jason Hollinsworth.
He jumped up underneath that and caught the tip. We'll have to see this again here, Ken. You'll see Love rolling off to the right-hand side here. There's Stevenson underneath. Rosario's right there. He goes over top of him, and Thornhill tips it, and
That's
wow.
93, Parker Brown, senior receiver.
Makes a
Nice catch.
incredible catch off the tip of Thornhill. So he goes in motion, fakes to him. Love just weaves it down. He's got a man wide open. Stevenson gets behind the defense. Touchdown, Indians. And there's the number we said you had to keep an eye on, number 23, Stevenson, somehow gets behind the defense, and Love just wings it to him, and he runs underneath it.
Got a flag on the Fairfield sideline. I'm assuming it's a bench warning.
So we'll see what the referee has to say here.
Got a sideline warning against Fairfield. They got a little excited after that touchdown.
As maybe they should, being down 20-0, and now here it is 20-20 with 2:37 left. And this point after now becomes huge. And the one that the Hawks missed at the beginning of the game. And he puts it right up through the middle. And the Fairfield Indians take their first lead of the night, 21-20 with
Here comes that
2:30.
touchdown again, Dave. You see Karen Love just airs it out, and Stevenson beats Van Hooser.
And Justin Green back there.
So Karen Love for Fairfield really stepping up.
As the backup quarterback here. He threw a nice ball on that one, Ken. Somebody, again, saw something, said take off down the field and I'll throw it to you, and Love tossed it up there. Now it's about a 35, 40-yard pass that Steven ran up underneath, and he had the Hawks defender by a good 2 steps, and he went straight into the end zone untouched.
So
now,
Dave, the good thing about that score, there's still 2:37 left. Hawks have shown this season they can get down the field with the big play. They just need to find who's going to make that big play. Who's going to step up? Who's going to get them to the end zone?
yes, the Hawks have got all 3 timeouts. So would like to see Nick get a nice, good run back and get some good field position for the Hawks to get started with. It'll be interesting to see what the Indians will do here as far as will they kick it deep to Nick, or will they squib it like they did last time and created Hawks a little bit of hard time where they had to fall on the ball.
Yeah,
So
the squib made the Hawks bobble it a little bit, and they didn't get a run back. So I would anticipate that again.
So he kind of kicks a line drive that skips up. Raven grabs at about the 5-yard line. He turns to the right-hand side, finds a little bit of room, comes up to about the 21-yard line, but I see all kinds of laundry getting thrown out there. So that is probably not going to bode well for the Hawks. Looks like Nick Raven got it up to about the 22-yard line. But I got a bad feeling this is going to go in reverse, and the
It
Hawks
looked
are
like
going
a
to have
block in the back.
Hawks are going to have themselves up against their own goal line, and that is not going to be good with a 1-point lead. So, you know, as we said, after that very first touchdown that looked really good, there was something bad on the hold or the kick. We weren't for sure because it just kind of went straight up, and I don't even think it made it to the crossbar. And now that 1 point is making a big difference. Instead of a tie game, now the Hawks are down 1, and they need to get at least in the field goal range with 2:30 left in this game. So Kathman goes back. He's looking right, looking left. Everybody goes right. He finds somebody, throws it. There should be a
That's
big
gonna be a
penalty.
flag.
He had
Jack Hartman
had beat his man around.
and Josiah Jackson had no choice but to grab him by the waist and bring him down.
We'll see it here. Play was
Kathman does a good job
supposed to go
avoiding
left.
the sack there.
Yes, Kathman wanted to go left, and then he just flips this out to the right, and you can see just as you called, Ken, if he doesn't pull him down, Hartman's going to catch that ball, and he's going to get several yards after that because there wasn't a lot of help around him. So
big break for the Hawks.
that gets their back away from the goal line and now frees up this offense to do a lot more things that they like to do. So we got trips left. Looks like a single setback in the backfield. Lugo Flowers. TJ rolls. He's going to flip it out here. Kathman's wide open. He's at the 40. Just run south, son, and keep going. Pump those legs, and there you go inside the 20-yard line down to the 16. Charlie Rich with a big catch. TJ Kathman with a big throw. That was a long way, but nice to see him hit him in stride. He'd have been going a little bit further, but we'll see it here. Kathman gets back there. He's kind of moving, so he gives it everything he has, and there you can see somehow Charlie gets wide open. Don't know how you let number 5 be open.
Wasn't anyone near 10 yards of him.
But the Hawks will take that, and that puts them inside the red zone, 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. So there goes Thornhill on the right-hand side. He's got some green room there. Oh, there comes another
Run
flag.
down by the face mask.
Yes,
That's
there's a
be
flag.
15, Dave.
That'll be half the distance maybe, and first down. I saw Thornhill was shaking and baking there, and then all of a sudden he just did the spinorama, and I think somebody got a big whole handful of his face mask. Yep, there you go. So here we'll see. Here goes Thornhill. Goes off the backside of number 61 with the pancake block. And right here, he puts the brakes on. And, whoa, here comes the spinorama. And 16 had a whole handful of face masks there.
It's going to give the Hawks 1st and goal.
On the 6-yard line. Actually, he only gets half the distance out of that. But it's actually, like you said, still 1st down and goal. And I think the Indians are going to call timeout there and reset their defense.
I'm going to look here, Dave, but I don't think the Hawks have a field goal on this season.
I don't believe so either, Ken, at
They
least
have a
that
good
we've seen
kicker?
in our broadcast. Haven't seen the field goal unit come out. You know, like we said, after that first PAT, Hoffman, something went wrong. All the other ones and the kickoffs have all looked clean and good, so nothing wrong with his leg, that's for sure. And from the 6-yard line, we're almost in PAT territory, so you'd think the Hawks are in a great position here, one way or another, with 1:38, and of course they still have all 3 of their timeouts, so the whole playbook is still open to them. Coach Haynes uses these timeouts smartly. He can pretty much call what he wants. And I know he's probably in there talking to that big O-line, saying, boys, we need you to dig down deep here. And they've been doing their job.
So you're going to see Lugo Flowers with the carry. You're going to see Kathman keep it here. I don't think they want to take too much of a chance with a pitch. Maybe a counter
So
to
you
Kendrich.
got Thornhill, Lugo, Kendrich in there.
I use Kendrich here.
The normal 3. TJ's under center. He hands that off to Lugo. Goes right up the middle. And there's a quick timeout.
Yeah, he ran right behind Austin Sierreveld.
So you got Indians still, too. They had one more timeout, and they're taking the timeout because they're trying to save clock, too. So I think that's advantage Hawks because that lets them do what they want to do, run whatever they want to run. Lugo does get two yards there in 2nd and 4 from the 4-yard line. So
Yeah, they shouldn't be too fancy here. They're in field goal range. This is an extra point.
yes.
And it was unfortunate they missed the first one, but the other 2 were nailed right down the middle. Same distance as an extra point.
So
I look for Lugo Flowers right up the middle here.
Coach Haynes has been in this situation many, many times. So he knows what's available to him. He knows this team pretty well. And Fairfield's doing everything they can to crawl in and get a W here as they fought back from a 20-point deficit to take a 21-20 lead here late in the fourth. And now here East is knocking on the door with 1:32. Boy, they would love to just pound this ball in for 6. So the Hawks get back out there. We got Thornhill split wide left with Scott, and you're going with the I. TJ up underneath center. He gives that to Kendrich, and they hit him at the line of scrimmage. And I think he'll be at third and 4 now. So that's an interesting call and results there, Ken.
It's conservative, and that's what they need right now. They're in field goal range.
Yep, and
So just protect the ball. If Kenrich can break through, which we've seen him break tackles, you're in the end zone.
right.
If not, you're no worse off than you were.
And he takes that left-hand side, so he centers that ball too. Now you don't need to have TJ just run around and put it in the middle of the field if that's what you were looking for. So like you said, they got definitely all kinds of options there. Now the play clock's running down to 2. He hands that off to Lugo Flowers. He's pushing through. There's a big battle. I don't hear any whistles still, and now I hear a whistle. So they were pushing and shoving and trying to get behind those horses, and I think Coach is going to take this down to the last few seconds with 4th down and kick this field goal.
Yeah, 18 seconds left. He'll take a timeout with 2 seconds left and trust his kicker,
And
Trevor
so-
Hoffman, to win the game for him.
So they're just watching the scoreboard as the guy's coming off to the side, and he'll take that timeout, just like you said, Ken, with 2.4 on the clock. And call
Here
on to
comes
his
Trevor
kicker
Hoffman.
to win this game for him. So putting it on the foot of the kicker, who had a little trouble on that first PAT, and Trevor Hoffman's going to go out there. The Indians have no timeouts left, so they can't ice him here at all. So the Hawks have practiced this a bazillion times, right? Snap and a hold. And I think that's, is that Nick Rabin on the hold out there, number 8?
Yes, it is.
So you got Nick, got good hands. And Hawks are ready to go. And
See Trevor's dad there with his hands on his head, a little nervous for his boy.
the Indians were far up the sideline, not even in the screen there. And you see them scamper down. And I'm sure they're going to be trying to jump this line and get a ball up in the air. So here we go with 2.4 seconds left in the game. 21-20. Field goal is going to win it. Snap, it's up, and it is partially blocked. But over the upright, it's good. Hawks
What a
get
finish by Lakota
the
East.
field goal, 23-21. We're
Here
going
that
to see
is
it.
again.
There's the
Good
hold.
hold, good snap.
Definitely partially blocked, but Hoffman has enough just to squeak over
Game of inches.
the crossbar, and you said it all right there, a game of inches. And the Hawks come away with a 23-21 after being up 20-0 in this game at the halftime. And you can see Coach Haynes there giving it the old taking his headset off, and the team's fired up. So special broadcast here, extra broadcast we got on the Lakota East Hawks Nest. Ken, always a pleasure to be in the booth with you.
Yes, sir.
We want to thank the guys in the truck and up on the cameras. And that's all from the Hawks Nest. Lakota East 23 in a thriller to 21 for Fairfield.